All right, we are live, man. That's gonna do it. 106.95. See if anyone wants to join up in here, man. We could talk some Knicks. We got to start off with Mitchell Robinson. I mean, dude, he had 11 offensive rebounds. I literally had to do a double take. 11 offensive rebounds. I mean, it seemed like every other possession he was getting one. Just there was a few where he just got one like over and over again. It was crazy. 18 on the game. 4 fouls will take. Wasn't in foul trouble at all. 2 steals, 3 blocks. Had a monster block in Garland, but he fouled him late in the fourth. And then what did he have? 13 points. Okay, so he did score a few more times at the end of this, which is cool. Yeah, probably wait a little bit. We got to do a thumbnail and everything, of course. So, but yeah, we're just gonna take questions and talk about the series, talk about potentially Milwaukee, Miami. I think I like my odds against both those teams. I'd like it a lot more against Miami because we beat them 3-1. But even like Milwaukee, if they do come back, I mean, they'd be really fatigued from playing a 7-game series. But also, they're an older team. I don't know, man. I think the Knicks can just run with them for sure. 81, what's going on, man? Joining during the Lakers game is kind of crazy. What's the score of that one right now? Lakers, Grizzlies. I cannot type on a mechanical keyboard. Oh, that explains it. It's 103.79. That's why you're in here. Jesus, bro. Jimmy Butler. Jimmy's a good player, but didn't seem to give the Knicks. I can't bring up the regular season because Jimmy's a different player in the postseason, but I like my odds. I like the Knicks defense. I think Hart and Grimes, when he comes back, can make it difficult. Obviously, Jimmy does a lot of his attacking in the paint, and he's going to have to deal with Mitchell Robinson, who is just playing the best basketball of his life. I mean, he outdueled Mobley and Allen. I mean, Evan Mobley, Giannis said could be better than him. And, of course, what was he, runner-up to Scotty for Rookie of the Year? So he's a good player. But, I mean, Brunson was 8 of 22 tonight. The reason why he finished 8 of 22 is because he had like a 2 for 10 stretch at the end of this game. Thankfully, other guys stepped up, though. I mean, RJ at 21. Everyone besides Hart at double figures, but Josh Hart isn't there to score. He's there to grab 12 rebounds and defend Donovan Mitchell and Garland. I mean, Josh Hart was so good in this game. Josh Hart hasn't had a bad game since coming to the Knicks. Not like he's been like amazing every game, but I mean, tonight logging 47 minutes, dude, is crazy. Crazy. No Randle, obviously, with that ankle injury. In this game got hurt. No Grimes. Obi played 22 minutes at 12 points, 5 of 10 from the field. I like Obi because he doesn't need the ball in his hands. He loves to get out in transition. He can still knock down threes. He was 2 of 4. What a win tonight. I like our chances against the Heat. I love our chances against the Heat. I like them against Milwaukee. The thing with the Heat is that they weren't that good in the regular season. I mean, they were 25th in offensive rating, defensively fantastic, no doubt about it. But overall, the difference between the Heat like now versus then is that they're knocking down threes, they're knocking down shots that like contested, like they're just making everything they take right now. And they'd be difficult for us, especially because they've got Jimmy Butler, but we just have a lot of guys to throw at anyone. I think the one team that would like legitimately give us trouble would be, I hate to say this, but I think it'd be Philly. And I know we've played them all, but like Embiid is just too good. But if you look at like Jimmy Butler, it's like, yeah, I mean, he can get to his spots, but I think we could just probably take the ball out of his hands. Because if you guys saw the Heat game last time against Milwaukee yesterday, or the other day, it was just Jimmy going 1-on-1. Like they weren't taking the ball out of his hands. And like Tibbs not going to do that. Like Jimmy won't be going 1-on-1 against the New York Knicks. So just like how the Cavs were trying to get the ball out of Brunson's hands. Like he got up to a hot start, but after that was quiet. But yeah, I don't know. All right, let me move this up. I am gonna have to put a thumbnail on this, or no one's gonna join. So if anyone has anything to ask, feel free to drop it or like a comment or something. Let me see if I can find this picture. Where are you? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Let me throw this up. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely didn't see the Knicks winning tonight. I know I shouldn't have that mentality, but I thought the Cavs would like play unreal tonight, but they were just flat. They just can't run with the Knicks. So it's pretty crazy. I like how the picture is the thumbnail is just my face. It's freaking hilarious. All right, how do I do this? Oh, there we go. Okay, is it like this? Yeah. All right, I think that saves. That should be good. All right, let me get back to this. Remember Tibbs groomed Butler. He knows his game and tendencies. That's actually a fair point. Obviously, coached him in with the Bulls, and then you got the whole Timberwolves thing, right? So that's an advantage. Another advantage is that, I mean, this Heat Bucks series is probably going to go past tonight. It's going to be a really just like grit and grind type of series. Like, I don't know. I really don't see the Bucks losing tonight at home, and then but then they'd have to go back to Miami and win that game. The chances of the Bucks winning 3 straight games against Jimmy Butler is just not ideal. It's not really high, but I don't know. I feel like the Bucks are going to win the series, dude. I mean, dude, they won 58 games, and Giannis came back and had a 26-point triple-double. I just don't think the Heat are that good. I really don't. And there's a reason why the Knicks beat them, 3-1 in the regular season. But we'll see. That game is going to be starting here, and that clock's not really an hour, a little less than an hour. That game's going to be underway. Grizzlies are blowing out the Lakers, which you love to see. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I'm probably one of the few people that actually likes the Grizzlies. No, like the whole talking trash thing throws people off, but yeah, I love to see the Grizzlies up big. And yeah, let's just get into the box score a little bit, man. Let me make sure the thumbnail saved. Okay, we can turn this off now. Yeah, I think the biggest performers tonight, Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly was huge, had his best game in the series, 5 of 15, 3 of 10 from 3. IQ missed some shots that he normally makes, but I feel like the shots he did make were huge. Like that 3 in the left wing, that catch and shoot just was a really good shot. He missed a couple of runners. I don't know. I feel like Quickly is just trying to find a rhythm. It's difficult because he's just like in and out of the starting lineup. He obviously plays a lot better when he's starting. He's gonna have to show up though next series. I don't, even if it is Milwaukee, like if IQ doesn't show up in that series, we're probably not gonna win because Miami is just a significant. Okay, here's the thing: like the Cavs are the number 1 defense in the regular season, but I feel like Miami just gets after you. I don't know what happened with Cleveland. Just the reason why Cleveland's so good defensively is because they're bigs, but their bigs just didn't show up in the series. Like they did it from a box score standpoint, but I mean, not tonight. Like Evan Mobley had 6 points and 9 rebounds. Jarrett Allen had 4 points and 4 rebounds. I don't know. Man. Cleveland is a good team. They just didn't show up. Like you guys have I give credit to the Knicks the way that they got after them, but like Cleveland just was so bad in the series, dude. I mean, wow. Like the Cavs were favorites to win this too. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean overall Cleveland, he didn't shoot it poorly at all. I mean, they were 13 of 33. They shot 47%, 80 from the line. It was the offensive rebounds, though. The Cavs had 30 rebounds. The Knicks had 48. Yeah, if you get out-rebounded by 18, you're not winning that game. And how many of those were off? Oh, there's the offensive. 17 offensive rebounds, and Mitchell Robinson had 11 of them. Josh Hart did a great job, as always, attacking the boards. The thing about the Knicks is they're not a good three-point shooting team, but because you're missing a three, that's the hardest rebound in basketball. So you have a guy like a Josh Hart getting after it and just giving second chances, and the Knicks are going to make you pay if you give them 2 chances, man. They're just too good not to. I mean, the fact that we were able to go into Cleveland with Julius Randle playing just 16 minutes, and in those 16 minutes, this was the best Randle's looked. Also, this is the best Randle's looked in his playoff career. I know it's not saying much, but Randle was so aggressive tonight. I mean, he took 3 threes and missed them, but he was attacking the basket. He was getting rebounds. He was facilitating. He had 6 of them. I kind of want to turn notifications off right now. My phone's like blowing up with stuff, but. Yeah, let's see. Anybody in here? The Cavs plus minus is sad. D. Mitchell kind of got exposed. Yeah, that's the thing is the Knicks they have so many good perimeter defenders to throw at Mitchell. The Knicks were 15th in defensive rating in the regular season. You would have thought they were a top 5 unit if you just watched the postseason. I mean, the defense they played on Garland and Mitchell is some of the best I've seen. Like Donovan Mitchell is the 4th or 5th highest scorer ever, by a per game basis in NBA history. Darius Garland's an all-star level player. These guys couldn't get anything to go. A lot of the damage they did was just late in the game. I mean, not that it was like over anything, but at the beginning, it's just crazy. Like Mitchell, in New York just was non-existent. Donovan Mitchell was bad. He was just flat out bad, and he said it himself. In New York, it's just wow. I mean, the Knicks. I'm not saying that the Knicks did the right thing necessarily by not trading for Mitchell because of how he performed in the playoffs, but it does look really good for them. I mean, you get Jalen Brunson, you don't have to give up any players, any picks, and he outperformed Mitchell in the series. You also keep R.J. Barrett, who was 7 of 13 with 21 points. If R.J. wasn't on the team, we would not have won the last game. I mean, what he did in the second half was just unreal. And, of course, who knows who else would have been in that? Draft picks, sure, but also are we giving them Obi? Are we giving them IQ, Grimes? We legitimately have our entire core on top of Randle, on top of Brunson. We go out and we get Josh Hart. We gave up Cam Reddish, Mikhailuk, and Archie Dinakino, 3 guys that weren't even playing. We did give them a protected first-round pick next year, which could convey into some seconds, like 4 seconds, but – I mean, I can't think of like one thing I dislike about the team right now. Like, I really can't. I mean, it just winning the series in 5. If you were to tell me we would have won the series in 5 games, I wouldn't have believed you. And I was super high on the Knicks coming into the playoffs. Not the highest, but like what they did was outside of game 2. I mean, basically. Not perfection because I don't believe in that, but like it was flawless. I mean, the game plan was incredible. And I don't know like that much about basketball, but like I bet you somebody will break down this series and like basically kind of expose how the Knicks were able to stop Mitchell and Garland and these guys, and Mitchell Robinson attacking the glass. I mean, Mitchell Robinson looked like an all-star tonight. 13 points, 18 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 steals. Super aggressive. I mean, Mitch is getting after. I've seen Mitch play some games where he just doesn't care or looks like he doesn't care. He's not even engaged. In this entire series, it's like Mitch is taking it personally. People saying that, like Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, these guys are going to be too much for him. But it was the other way around. I mean, if this Mitchell Robinson shows up the rest of the playoffs, the Knicks are going to the finals. I don't see how anyone can contain him. Brook Lopez would be very difficult. But remember, Brook Lopez, I know he's a great defender, but he's also almost 10 years older than Mitch. Like, he hasn't had to deal with anyone like Mitch, really, if we're being honest. Like Bam Adebayo is how tall is Bam? About 6'9"? He might be, I don't know, but Mitch is a legit 7-footer who can jump out of the building. He's got long arms, and yeah, I would not want to mess with him. But I would not want to see Mitchell Robinson right now if I was a team, because it's going to take a collective effort to be able to contain him on the glass. Yeah, I think Mitch has established himself as the best offensive rebounder in basketball. I think Steven Adams is right up there, but overall, yeah, I've seen enough out of Mitch this season. He's just been great. Yeah. hopefully we can get more out of the bench. The bench was good this series, but definitely would like to see IQ and Hartenstein just continue to play well. Overall, I think that's going to be big for us. I mean, Isaiah, we know he played in every single game. He's been big for a while now. I mean, there was a point where he was actually the go-to guy over Robinson. I guess it's like a matchup thing, but Isaiah can do a lot. He can pass, he can shoot, he rebounds, he hustles. He's just the perfect bench big. He'd start for a lot of teams. He's really good, bro. Hopefully we can utilize him more though, because he can do a lot more than we actually ask out of him to do. We use him as a rebounder, but he can do a lot of things, man. He's a polished player. And yeah. I'm just if anybody wants to ask something or make a point, I'll pull it up. We could talk about it. I don't think anyone would want to listen to me talk for like an hour here about the game, because I'm already ready for the next round, bro. Like, I'm ready, man. We just have to wait for our Milwaukee against the Heat. I think the best case scenario would be the Heat win tonight. I'd say that I'd want it to go 7 games, but I don't trust the Heat to go into Milwaukee in a game 7 and win that. Some people might, but I just don't. It's not that I'm like afraid of Milwaukee, but I just think the Heat are a much better matchup for us. Regular season isn't like Jimmy's a different player, but overall, the Heat can't shoot. We can't shoot. So, yeah, I'd be really happy with that matchup. The question is how we would contain Jimmy, but if we're able to hold Donovan Mitchell to how poorly he's played, Darius Garland, we should be okay with Jimmy. But, yep, Kings Warriors starting up. All right, bet. So, yeah, I mean, overall, I think getting Julius Randle more rest is going to be huge. That's the one good thing about the Bucks Heat series, getting pushed back a little bit. It's the same thing with Philly. Embiid has that knee injury, sprain, right? So he's getting more rest now that Trae Young hit that game-winning shot. If the Bucks do win tonight, it's just more rest for Randle. But the thing about the Knicks is rest is good, but also with how well they're playing, you kind of want to jump into it. And the Knicks are going to have home court, aren't they? Because the Heat were the, 8th seed? Yeah, so wouldn't the Knicks have home court? That's kind of cool. I mean, the Knicks looked incredible at home. I would say they were relatively the same on home and away team, but overall, the thing with being at home is that you're in MSG, so the crowd is a huge factor. I mean, the Knicks could have arguably the best home court in the NBA. Normally, teams want to go into New York and play. Not in the playoffs, though, because Knicks fans, you talk about being desperate for a championship, desperate for success. I mean, God, I've been a Knicks fan, probably most people listening, but I've been a fan since about 2010, and they were decent back then. I mean, they were a playoff team. They're quick exit, give or take, but the last time the Knicks went to the finals, we're talking about I was just being born, bro. That was Ewing days. So, if the Knicks fans realize this is a team. The Knicks fans realize that this team is legit, bro. They can beat anyone. They can run with anyone. Getting to the playoffs and losing in this series would have been a good season, but now we're talking about knocking out a dangerous Cavs team that had one of the best records in the league in 5 games. Now you've got a chance to go after the Miami Heat, who you played well in the regular season, a team that you match up well with. I mean, who's going to be able to stop Mitchell Robinson on the boards in that series? Bam Adebayo is too short, bro. He's too small. Man, if I'm Mitchell Robinson, I'm nobody on that team is going to be able to stop me on the glass. Mitch might average 10 offensive rebounds a game in that series. It's going to take the whole team to be able to box him out. And, of course, we know guys like Hart. Brunson's a damn good rebounder. He had 4 tonight. Randle averaged double-digit rebounds. It's going to come down to RJ Barrett. If RJ plays like he has the last 3 games, Knicks are going to be too much. The longer the Heat series goes, the more time for Randle to heal. That's what I'm thinking as well, because in order for the Knicks to actually make a run, Julius Randle is going to have to be available. I know that the Knicks have looked better at times without him, but like, let's be real for a second. This is a guy that averaged 26 and 10 in the regular season. There's going to be times, just like as the rounds go on, you get better and better teams, better and better defenses. The Knicks are not going to be able to advance any farther without Julius Randle. The Heat are too smart. The Bucks are too smart. They're going to take the ball out of Brunson's hands and make someone else beat them. And we know how Randle has looked when Brunson's been out there with him. I mean, there's a reason why Randle had the best season of his career. If it wasn't for that ankle injury, what was it, Game 77, I mean, against the Heat, Randle would have logged 82 games. I think Randle still makes All-NBA, but we're not really too thrilled with the regular season. We're focused on the playoffs right now. And, yeah, if that series goes 7 games and the Heat win, that would be the best-case scenario. But I'm being honest, I really hope the Heat just say, look, we're up 3-1 like the Knicks were. Let's just finish it off tonight and not mess around. I just don't want to have to play Milwaukee. They have shooters everywhere. Giannis is just a generational talent. I mean, Giannis could go down as a top 10 player to ever play basketball. He's only 28. I mean, Giannis's career as of right now is good. Like, imagine him in 4 or 5 years, what more he can accomplish. I mean, he's not going to be as good as LeBron or anything like that, but I mean, God, Giannis is just different, bro. I don't want to have to face him. It's not a guy I'd look forward to, but that's just me. It'd be really cool to try to get some other Knicks fans on, hear their thoughts. Maybe I'll have to start doing this after games and schedule some people to come on. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, overall, Knicks didn't shoot it well. But because they had 17 offensive rebounds, they out-rebounded the Cavs. By how much? Cavs had 30, the Knicks had 48, so 18 more. In terms of assist, the Cavs had more, but we just played much better defense. How many turnovers did we actually force? 13, all right. Not by much more, but I just think the looks that the Cavs were getting were just significantly more contested. The Knicks did miss a lot of open looks. And, I mean, coming into the series, I knew that the Cavs had the number 1 ranked defense. But the Knicks, a big adjustment they made, if I'm being real with you, was Mitchell Robinson wasn't setting many screens. It was actually Josh Hart that was setting the most screens on the team. That way, when they switched, you didn't have Mobley or Allen on Brunson, and Brunson was able to really make him pay. So that's something that I noticed that the Knicks did, was having their guards actually set versus the bigs, because normally Mitch is the guy setting screens, but you don't want Evan Mobley or Jarrett Allen switching on a Brunson. I mean, those are their best defenders. I mean, let's get Mitchell, make him defend. Let's make Cedi Osman defend, Darius Garland. And, yeah, that was a huge thing that the Knicks did offensively. But again, the Knicks are going to have to knock down more shots. 106. Is that going to be able to win you a game against the Milwaukee Bucks? Probably not. That's my concern is that's my concern is can the Knicks consistently put up points? Because the Bucks, I think the Bucks are the best defensive team in the league. And offensively, I mean, they have shooters everywhere. So let's see what happens, though. They're down 3-1. Grizzlies are just getting over with. They're going to take Game 5 and head back to LA for Game 6. In terms of the Bucks Heat, that game we're still probably a half an hour away from that. So what's crazy is you could beat the Heat, and then if the Celtics find their way past Atlanta and Philly, Knicks could beat them in 7. I actually would prefer to play Boston over Philadelphia because of matchups. I don't like Joel Embiid. I mean, he's so good. And he's the one guy who, I'd actually be concerned with for Mitch. Because if you look at the Celtics, they've got Williams, they've got Horford. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, Atlanta, they're at home tomorrow. They win that game. They force a game 7. Let's say that the Hawks did win that, and then it was the Hawks against the Sixers. I mean, dude, like that. The Hawks are really sneaky good. The Hawks are sneaky good, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'd have the same opinion on the Cavs as I do the Celtics. Like, I wasn't worried about the Cavs. I certainly didn't think we'd win in 5 games. But it's the same thing with the Celtics. Is like Tatum, I mean, you blitz him, you give him different coverages, you'll be able to slow him down, stop him even. So I'm not too worried about Boston, man. They don't look like a championship level team right now. Same thing with the Bucks. The East is wide open. Everything's wide open. The West is wide open, bro. Any team besides, obviously, the Timberwolves can win. The fact the Knicks can make it that far is crazy to me. Yeah, I mean, the Knicks, we need to start talking about them being a championship contender. If you're not a Knicks fan, I don't understand why people still like laugh at that. Like, the Knicks are one of the – I'd say it's top 5. His top 5 might be a stretch, but I think the Knicks are right up there, man. I think the Knicks are really close to being a top 5. They're playing like it. I mean, they do it on both ends. The Knicks are that team, bro. And they're doing it without Julius Randle, an all-NBA player. Yeah. Dude, I just can't believe it. I mean, I never thought, like, if you were to tell me, like going into the offseason that we'd be here, man, like, I had faith, but I thought it would take a couple more years. I did not think in Brunson's first year here we'd be legit looking like a championship-level team. I mean, this is a guy who took the Mavs to the Western Conference Finals. He ends up signing with the Knicks. The Mavs missed the play-in. The Knicks now look like they're going to be going potentially on a playoff run. The thing I like the most about Brunson is that he's just so unselfish. He plays within the offense. He's got a post game. He's a great passer. He's efficient. He's clutch. He's a great leader. I mean, Jalen Brunson is – I can't call him an all-time Knicks great. Obviously, that's a little too early. I mean, it's been one playoff series. But, I mean, God, if he continues this for the rest of the playoffs, I mean, I'm ready to build him a statue. Was Randle injury on the same ankle? Yeah. So NBA TV at the halftime said that it was the same ankle. So for the Knicks to be able to win this game without him is big, but also giving him rest is even bigger. The Knicks are a deep team who has a bench that matches up. Yeah, no, exactly. Like, you look at this bench right now, you've got Obi Toppin, who plays 22 minutes, comes in for Randle, 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 12 points, gets out in transition, knocks down some big shots. I mean, Obi is just a mismatch nightmare, bro. And then you've got Hartenstein, the way that he rebounds, can pass the ball. He doesn't take a lot of threes, but, you know, if needed, he can stretch the floor. And then Miles McBride is like kind of our secret weapon. I don't know if he'd be able to defend Jimmy Butler one-on-one. I mean, McBride's an incredible defender, but I don't think anyone in the world can guard playoff Jimmy one-on-one. But if we ever did need defense, I'd be more than willing to go to McBride. He's that good, and he's been shooting it well lately. So, and then Emmanuel quickly did not play well this series. Tonight was much better. I still need to see more, though. I still need to see more out of IQ. I mean, this is a guy who I thought should have won 6 Man of the Year. He's one of the best defenders in the NBA statistically. So, yeah, I mean, he's smart. IQ's a smart player. I know it's kind of funny. IQ has high IQ, but yeah, he just kind of seemed a little bit out of rhythm. I mean, 3 of 10 is just not great for him, but he'll get it going. It's really tough because obviously he'd start on most teams in the NBA, and to be coming behind Brunson, I mean, whenever he starts, he always goes off. But when he's on the bench, like, he's still good, but it's just tough because you've got Josh Hart, you've got Quentin Grimes. How do you mesh quickly in with those guys? But once we can try to figure that out, then, yeah, we're going to take off. So, and then, of course, you know, Josh Hart is technically a bench player. He's only starting because Grimes is out with that shoulder injury. So, yeah, the Knicks have one of the best benches in the league. One of the main reasons why I picked them to beat the Cavs, from a basketball perspective, obviously I'm a biased Knicks fan, but was because our bench is just way better than theirs. Like, if you look at Cleveland's bench, Like, who on their bench scares you? No, does anyone on their bench scare you? Like Danny Green, Stevens, and Osman, and Okoro. Like Okoro is a good player, but he doesn't worry me, as a Knicks fan. So and you look at the Knicks bench, it's like that, like Obi and Quickly legit could start on a lot of teams, bro. Like, I mean, give or take, like on a championship level team, like maybe not, but most teams in the NBA, Toppin and Quickly would be starters, and there's a reason why teams were calling about Obi at the deadline. So it just tells you all you need to know. All right, I'm just checking my phone to see if there's any NFL draft news underway tomorrow. Oh, wow, we've got comments rolling in. That's what's up, man. If you guys want to ask me anything, if you want to make a point, I'll pull it up. Good to see you guys in here, man. We got to come together as Knicks fans. I know there's been some rough years, but anyone that kind of stuck it out is being rewarded because this is the best Knicks team since like the 90s, bro. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. This is literally the best Knicks team in decades. I'm so happy, bro. When I first started watching the Knicks, it was right after they made the second round, after J-Kidd left. And trust me, man, I watched all those games back when we had Melo. It was disappointment after disappointment. We did Melo like dirty. We didn't really put anything around him. But thankfully, our new management has learned from its mistakes. We're drafting, we're building through the draft, but we're also adding in key free agents like Randle, Hartenstein, Brunson. Going out and getting Josh Hart in February was an absolutely A-plus trade. That's a championship level move right there by the Knicks management, man. Mitchell Robinson's better than Allen and Mobley. I mean, I can't deny that because he was significantly better than both of them combined. Is he better? I don't know. But in the playoffs, if you outplay someone, yeah, to me, you're better because that's when it actually matters. I mean, obviously, Mobley and Allen are two all-star level players, but Mitchell Robinson, this whole series was just dominated them, bro. Literally dominated the boards. He dominated the interior. He dominated the paint. I mean, Mitchell Robinson played the best ball of his life. So, yeah, I'll take Mitchell over both of them. Been 10 years, cannot believe it. Had Porzingis, all those misses in the draft. Yeah, dude, the Knicks just were missing after picks. You guys remember Emmanuel Mudiay? Or not Mudiay, sorry. No, because Mudiay was in that Porzingis trade. Who am I thinking of? Oh, Ntilikina? Bro. Kevin Knox, bro. Dude, when we drafted Kevin Knox, like, oh my God. I'll have to share that story a different day, bro. Some of those picks we made, I mean, I did some crazy stuff, bro. I'll leave it at that. Mitchell Robinson held us in the game throughout the second half. Yeah, just dominating the boards, giving second chances. The interior was locked up all night. If we do go up against the Heat, I'm wondering, how is Jimmy going to perform? I know Jimmy's a different type of talent, but man, I mean, I don't want to see Josh Hart and Grimes and Quickly and Mitchell Robinson. That's a really difficult defense to try to attack on. The offensive boards were huge. That was the difference. 100% the difference was offensive rebounding. If Mitchell Robinson doesn't grab 18 boards and including 11 offensive, we probably don't win this game. It's not like the Knicks have been great offensively. They're just getting boards. That's it. Like 2010, I'm from the 90s. Knicks not only look good, but it feels like because this is close to a homegrown team in the NBA. Yeah, exactly. The Knicks, they've got guys that want to be there. A lot of these guys we drafted, we're developing the right way. I got into basketball due to Allen Iverson. So the reason why I'm actually a Knicks fan is not because I'm from New York. I'm from Connecticut. I live like literally on the border between the two. Like, not the city, but like. So I was originally a big Melo fan with the Nuggets, and then he got traded, and then I started watching the Knicks. And because they're a local team, like I got MSG. I started watching every game. I went like 4 years or 5 years without missing a single Knicks game when I was in high school. Like I literally didn't miss one Knicks game in high school. Like even during homecoming, the Knicks were on, so I didn't go. I was the biggest diehard Knicks fan ever. And yeah, and then obviously shit got bad quick, bro. We missed on picks. We didn't know what we were doing. Melo got traded. Porzingis got traded. We missed out on Kyrie and KD, which thankfully happened. I think I can speak for everyone on that, but the thing about the Knicks is like the end of last season, I just knew something was going to be special with this team. We got to see Toppin and Quickly get run. Of course, we went away from the vets, started playing the young guys like Grimes. And now you pair that with Julius Randle bouncing back and having the best season of his career. You pair that with Jalen Brunson, who is a leader. He's a winner. He knocks down timely shots. He plays within the offense. I mean, Jalen Brunson's is as least selfish as it gets. Is Jalen Brunson a superstar? Man, I really want to say he is, but I don't know if he's a superstar. But like in the playoffs, he is. That's what matters. But yeah, facts. But Orlando made a push for the 10th seed at the end of the season after no one thinking about them all season. Who do you think will guard Jimmy, assuming they beat the Bucks? It's a great question. No one. If I'm being honest, no one's guarding Jimmy. But with that being said, the team is going to guard Jimmy because it's going to take 5 guys to be able to contain him. One-on-one, I'll go with Grimes. I think Grimes is going to get the task. But everyone's going to have to be focused on that man. I'm talking about getting rid of the ball out of his hands. No Tyler Hero. No Oladipo. Make someone else beat you. Make Kevin Love, Gabe Vincent. Duncan Robinson's the one guy that I really don't want taking threes. I mean, the dude is shooting nearly 80% this playoffs. But again, if Duncan Robinson's shooting the ball over Jimmy, I think we'll all live with that. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of Grimes, a lot of Hart. Josh Hart, not like Hart, but ACT in the building. Yeah, A60. Yeah, dude, my phone number actually does start with A60. That's hilarious. That's funny. Let's go Knicks. For all the haters, keep sleeping on the. I'm gonna call myself out right now. I didn't give the Knicks really much of a chance to win this game. Of course, I'm like, yo, it's the Knicks. They're playing well. We've got a chance. But I thought the Cavs for sure would take this game. The only reason I thought that was because if you look at the past 2 games in New York, the Cavs were embarrassed. And I figured at their home building, Donovan Mitchell would just pop off tonight. But the Knicks were like, we're not messing around. Let's not risk it. We're going into Cleveland. We're finishing off the series. And they did it, man. So I gotta give the Knicks more credit because I know they're good. I know they can win a championship, but I mean, it's to the point where like, man, do I say they're the best team in the East right now? I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but like, I would favor the Knicks over any team in the East right now. The only team that like I ever had any concern with is Milwaukee, but if they're down 3-1 to the Heat, I mean, that kind of tells you a lot because the Heat just, they were a playing team. Like Connecticut, wow, I got cousins there. CT, yeah, I was born in Connecticut, and I never liked the Nets. I've actually always hated the Nets. When James Harden was traded there, I started cheering them on because he's my favorite player. But yeah, I mean, I was always a Knicks guy, especially when they got Melo. I mean, all my friends and growing up in school were Knicks fans, and I was in 8th grade the last time we made the second round of the playoffs. And I remember us all being like super happy, but now there's just a much different feeling because that team we were just happy to be there in the second round. But like, this is legit a championship level team. New Britain. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, I actually graduated from Westcon and Danbury, which is cool. So my degree's like over there. I don't even use my degree. I just do YouTube, but I did graduate bachelor's in journalism. Hard hit in New Britain, Tibbs' hometown. Oh, he's from there? That's actually cool. That makes sense. Just like the attitude that he has definitely gives me that type of vibe. Yeah, I mean, dude, I'll be the first one to say it, dude. I wanted Randall and Coach Tibb gone at one point, man, like multiple times, but he's made me eat my words. I mean, Randall, I'm still kind of like iffy on. I mean, I'm rooting for the guy, but he needs to start showing up in the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, the way the Knicks are defending and just flying around right now is just, I don't think there's another coach in the league that would be able to get that out of the players. I mean, dude, IQ's development is crazy. I mean, the dude has legit become a good defender, and like it's just everyone's defending. Like, look at the Knicks. There's not one player on here that isn't defending. Because if you're not going to be in the game or rebounding. I mean, Josh Hart, this guy had 12 rebounds, bro. 12 rebounds while also being able to defend Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. Bucks definitely disappointed this year's playoffs. If they lose, That will be the biggest upset in playoff history, in my opinion. A 58-win team losing to the Heat, bro. That's crazy. I'm worried about Boston fully healthy. They're the deepest team in the NBA, and the Knicks are still 9 deep. I just think the thing with Boston is that I don't know if you saw the Hawks game last night, but late in that game, they were throwing things at Boston that they just weren't expecting. They were blitzing them. They were changing up coverages, and Boston just really didn't know what to do, and they ended up losing. I mean, they didn't score for a while. I think the Knicks have the bodies to be able to throw at the Celtics. Would I pick the Knicks to beat the Celtics in a 7-game series if my life was on it? I don't know. I really don't. I love the Knicks. I don't know if I could do that. But in terms of it going 7 games and like coming down to the wire, I think so. I don't know. It's tough because I feel like the Knicks still need like a year or two of development to legit like get up to that level. But from what I've seen, I mean, the only weakness the Knicks really have is their shooting. They just don't shoot the ball well. I mean, they were 31% tonight from 3. But because they get so many offensive rebounds, that makes up for the lack of shooting because you're getting more chances. And the Knicks like to attack the paint. I think we can beat Boston. Will we beat them is a different question, but like I think we can beat them. I really do. I mean, we 3-1 in the regular season, but also come playoff time, I mean, the Knicks have a different level of intensity right now. Yo, I like the Knicks. They're a scary team. Hey, appreciate it, man. Sorry about your Lakers. I mean, not really. You're up 3-2 in this series. I'm not really sorry, but you knew Britton High. He has a whole display in front of the gym. Dude, you got to represent, man. It's always cool to see people who made it to the top, represent like that. I mean, he's one of the best coaches in the league. He's an elite level coach. He was voted the coach that players would least like to play for, but I think that's a compliment because it goes to show that if you're not playing defense, then you're not going to be in the game. And it's something that like is kind of a lost art in basketball today is defense. So like if the Knicks didn't have their defense on in this series, they would not have won because it's not like the Knicks were good offensively. Do you think the Knicks could continue getting better without Randle? We won the second half without him. Also, like you said, he hasn't really shown up in the playoffs. It's really difficult. I don't know. Like it's the thing why it's difficult is that, I mean, in the regular season, you can't replace Randle, but come playoff time, yeah, like I'd rather have Obi over Randle right now. Randle's just too easy to predict. He doesn't hustle as much as other guys do. But I know how much he means to the Knicks. So I don't think we could beat the Heat. I don't think we could beat the Bucks or the Celtics I don't think we could beat those teams without Randle. But there has to be a different version of Randle come playoff time. It can't just be a guy shooting threes going one-on-one. Like Brunson will get you 25, but he plays within the offense. Is kind of what I'm thinking here. So the question, let me answer that. Do you think the Knicks continue getting better without Randle? Yes, I do. I think they could become better. But I don't know. I feel like it's like you can't answer that because in hindsight, like, yes, they could get better, but I don't think they could actually beat another team in the playoffs, man. In 99, we beat the 1 seed. Heat as 8 seed, becoming the first 8 seed to do so and ran all the way to the finals. Damn, yeah, that's pretty crazy. You just never know. I mean, the Heat are hot right now. They've got an elite defense. They're knocking down threes. They've got a superstar in Jimmy Butler. But I don't think there's a team like the Knicks right now in the playoffs that is just defending every second of the game. They're attacking the glass. I think the Knicks' intensity is going to be a lot for anyone to handle. And there's also no pressure. I mean, the Heat, I don't remember what the Heat were expected to do in the season, but I do know that the Knicks were supposed to miss the playoffs. The Knicks were supposed to win 35, 38 games. So please beat Boston. They have to beat the Hawks first. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not ruling out the Hawks winning that series. They're at home tomorrow night, and come Game 7, Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, Bogdanovich, DeAndre Hunter. I mean, John Collins gave you 22 last night. If the Hawks force a Game 7, I might actually pick the Hawks to win the series. That's how much little faith. I just dislike Boston, so I'm really biased. That's why I can never be on like ESPN, but I'm not worried about Boston. I don't know if the Knicks could beat them in a 7-game series just because the Knicks are a young team that the Knicks are still developing. Like the Knicks were never supposed to be here. I'm not gonna say they're overachieving, but like they kind of are. Like the Knicks were legit supposed to be a play-in level team, and now here we are talking about them being able to beat the Celtics, who a lot of people picked to win the championship. But hey, we'll see, man. Knicks play like a young, mature team with mad experience, but do you trust them to close out? Are they assassins or killers in the final seconds? I don't know. That's actually a good point. I trust Jalen Brunson, but I don't think any team would let him take the game-winning shot. They'd rather somebody take a wide-open 3 than Jalen Brunson go one-on-one. Do I trust R.J. Barrett to make big-time plays in big moments? I'm not going to answer that. I should give you it. But yeah, like Randle, I mean, yeah, like the Knicks haven't really – no one's shown the ability to do that. But, hey, maybe Brunson will rally them, and if they just keep playing like they are right now, yeah, like I do trust them. A lot of it's matchup, though. I mean, Miami's a great matchup. Milwaukee, Boston, Philly. Now we're talking about – I don't know, so to this point, I think all we can do is just watch the game tonight. I definitely recommend if you guys have the time or the energy to watch the Bucks against Heat tonight. I'm actually going to turn it on. I'm probably going to end this like right before that starts, but I'd recommend just watching it, man, and just – I mean, not that it matters, but like it's just kind of good to watch the opposition just to see what you're getting yourself into. And I mean, you guys can make the decision who you'd rather the Knicks face, Milwaukee or the Heat. I do think that obviously the Bucks are a better team, but I can't just ignore them being down 3-1 right now. I mean, if the Heat are going to shoot it at 40% and play elite defense, the Knicks are going to be in trouble. Like, there's no doubt about it. So, but just look at Heat Bucks. This game is in Milwaukee, so. Oh, the game started? Oh wait, I got the time zone messed up. I did not even know the game was on right now. Jesus, nobody told me. The Heat are up right now. I guess I'll go watch that. I had no clue. I thought the game was at 9:30 Central. It must have been 8:30 Central. All right, well, I guess I'll end this. But if anybody has like something to add before I get out of here, let me know. Or otherwise, I'll end it. But wow, I feel like a freaking idiot right now. I did not know the game was on. And yeah, I mean, you talk about extra rest. I mean, Friday and then Sunday. I mean, that is a lot of rest for the New York Knicks. I mean, they wouldn't start the next round until next week, guys. That's almost a week of rest for Julius Randle's ankle injury. And yeah, I don't think anyone's saying anything. So appreciate you guys for coming out to the stream. Might do this after every single game, win or loss. And yeah, it's been a pleasure, man. Knicks Daily. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe if you're new. And until next time, my friends, peace out. Go Knicks.